Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... You know, it's just as well that I like the music freaks, because the Gacha community, as a whole, you know, doesn't let that one decline, which is fantastic in a lot of ways. Um, but yeah, just thinking about that, I mean, it's kind of like how any other, like franchise like FNAF or something that keeps coming back and keeps coming back. Just realized what I did there. In terms of, gacha content in general. In fact, as I was scrolling through the list of videos I haven't reviewed yet on the Gacha Fest playlist, because I'm doing the nominations now, so I kind of have to watch them all behind the scenes anyway. Um, I actually, found a few Danganronpa ones that I have also purposefully ignored for the same reason. But hey, the Music Freaks is a franchise that came out of Gacha itself. You know what? If that one's going to continue, then so be it. But how is it going to continue is the question. Because last time we had a next generation idea and concept that I don't think really went too far without the voice acting, which was arguably one of the things people liked the most about the Music Freaks themselves. So this time we do have something that is voice acted, but again, what's it going to consist of? Because I think there's only one character in this one that actually is from the original Music Freaks in the form of the main character. But who knows? That's what we're going to find out right now. So without further ado, on with the review. Oh, by the way, it's called Westbrook Diaries. I changed the title. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give a warm welcome to the man, the myth, the legend, Milo Sterling!
Yeah, so immediately, Milo Sterling, the one canonical character, I believe, in this, which honestly is a similar approach that I took to when I started writing Teddy Lupin and the Veil of Cadmus, actually, where the one canon main character that for most of the duration is actually Teddy Lupin himself. I made up basically everyone else, with the exception of the professors I knew were going to still be at Hogwarts, and in the holidays when other people would appear, and that kind of thing. So stuff like that. As for this series, not sure what they're going to do with that. I think it is mostly just, okay, we're going to focus on Milo as he was in the series, but what's he up to? Because this is also set in Westbrook Middle School, so I guess that's what we're going to see here. By the way, Westbrook Middle School does sound a lot like Northbrook High from the surface, which I believe has also now been renamed to Northbrook Secondary or something like that, to account for the fact that it's now set in the UK, which is very interesting because at the beginning of the process, I specifically chose to give my character an American accent on account of where everyone else was going to be from. In fact, I even actually rejected the idea of having him do a Mexican accent because I wasn't confident with that one. And that was all, and that all made sense. But now we just have a British voice actor, voicing the American deuteragonist, but also in Britain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it was changed, quite frankly. It was perfect the way that it was, but whatever. That production, I have a lot of questions with that, but, who's to say, really? We're not dealing with that for right now. Although now I think about it, they did mention that trailers will be included in the Gacha Fest nominations, so maybe it will come up at some other point for some other people. So, I don't know. But hey, we're watching this video right now, so we're going to focus on this one. So yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, jeez, disrespectful much?
Okay, already a thing I like about this, actually. It has a similar idea behind Jake's introduction, where Jake fantasizes about a crowd idolizing him and listening to what he has to offer, and basically Milo has similar dreams of grandeur, but he actually visualizes them, externalizes them through toys rather than through his fantasies and possibly musical numbers. I wonder if this is going to have musical numbers in it, honestly, because it is comparatively easy to make a musical number in the style of the Music Freaks than it is that there's for other musicals in general. So I do wonder what that's going to be like, and I just realized that I have that my cable was not plugged into either thing that we need charging. That's great. That's wonderful. Okay. Anyway, bottom line is we're off to a good start. We got a similar idea from the younger brother, the main character, but it's portrayed differently. I like this so far.
The least you can do is cheer.
Not to mention also pretty decent performance as well.
How the hell am I supposed to redeem myself after that train wreck of a 6th grade?
Okay.
For all
Interesting
I know,
developments.
these dolls are nicer than anyone's gonna be at school. And then Jake's gonna bother me about having no friends again.
Actually, you know what? That's also kind of similar to Elliot. Because doesn't Elliot start the spin-off talking to his plants? And also the whole thing about him was like that music video was inspired by, you know, the I Have No Friends song. There was a clause he waited 4 years to do because she really wanted to do it. So, yeah, I guess both of the main characters that we've seen so far are kind of, reinterpreted and reimagined in this form. Okay.
Alright then. From the top. For the 3rd time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for the new face at Rose Meadow Middle, Milo Sterling!
Oh, I think that might have been a backward time, but it's kind of hard to tell, actually, with the open palms. Other than that, I think all of the Gacha Life 2 poses, I think they're the ones you actually have, but I've seen no dislocated body parts just yet, so again, we're on the right track. Okay, maybe it's going on for a bit too long now. We might want to move on to something else, but we get the idea.
Everyone's gonna laugh at me again this year.
By the way, what is that, like, lens flare that keeps appearing? You know, there's like some, like, it's got like a blinking light in his room or something. Is that supposed to be the window?
Mateo is probably the only person who wants to talk to me.
Milo, come downstairs. You're gonna make your brother late for school.
Coming, Mom!
Very slowly. So I appreciate the running cycle, because how could I not? But yeah, all we need to do there was just make the keyframes, just drag the second keyframe much further, well, actually closer together, so it gets to the point faster. Okay, yeah, no, I can't play the song. It is a banger though. We'll have to check the lyrics actually, but I mean, musically speaking, it is. So yeah, can't really say that. So Will Brooks, I think, is familiar. Oh, and Ellie Brooks. Okay, so there's 2 siblings, I suppose. Everett as well. There was one of the characters in the Music Freaks also called Everett, I think, or last name Everett. I think so. Also, we have 2 scriptwriters this time. The other one is in the comments, so, you know. Alright, here we go.
Morning, Milo. How are you?
Yeah, I guess just in general, the walk cycles are a problem. Either they're walking too fast in place to make that work, or they're not covering the distance quickly enough. Either one or the other needs to change there. But so far, that's the only thing I've seen that's, you know, majorly an issue with this video. Also, thank you for why, thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. You're not gonna get that.
Make your breakfast.
Toast again? But Mom, you said we could have pancakes today.
Okay, I don't know why this, like, normally this, like, visuals are meant like a sort of like big fantasy or something, but not really like a, is it meant to be like the puppy dog eyes thing? If so, normally puppy dog eyes, I would suggest actually put like an extreme close-up of the character, so you can actually focus on their eyes, really. But yeah.
Yes, but we don't have enough time.
Who's that in the background there, actually?
Boring whole wheat bread, as usual. No, well, at least Rosie's taking me so I can pick the music.
Not today, loser. You're taking the bus.
For some reason, I don't remember this character, Music Freaks. I don't know.
The bus?
I'm probably
On the first day of
misremembering.
7th grade? Are you insane? Do you know how many kids get bullied for that kind
Rose
of
has
stuff?
to attend a job interview today. She won't.
Yeah. By the way, this is something I bring up this a lot when it comes to actually settings. Weird enough, as I talked about earlier with the Surface, but with the Music Freaks, I guess it is a case of like the Write What You Know, sort of similar to what Red Legend is doing. But yeah, because there were a lot of things in Music Freaks that really made it apparent that Rosie Closey was a British writer writing very Britishly. And by what I mean, like, you know, like a lot of like the references like for UK things specifically. And there's something that matters because like this, by the way, this stigma around public transport or taking the bus to school, which I assume is public transport, not like the school bus, because why would you bully someone for taking the school bus that's designed to take them to school? I don't know. But yeah, if there's like a demonization of like the public transport type of bus, that is mainly an American thing. Yeah, I don't think anyone really cares, Pierre, to be honest. In fact, a lot of people will probably commend you for, you know, helping save the planet, quite frankly. So yeah. When do I usually go live? Usually I go live at I don't know what your time zone is, but my time zone, I go live at at 10 normally, which was 19 minutes ago for me. So the stream started 3 minutes late, apparently. So yeah, around this time basically. Yeah, not every single day. Depends on what's happening in my real life, because, you know, streaming at 10 p.m. is not always the best option, but most days I'm here.
Be able to drive you. By the way, Milo, you're not going to Rosemeadow Middle anymore.
Wait, what do you mean?
You're going.
Okay, this would never happen in Music Freaks. Like, you know, there's one thing that Rosie Closey avoided was the idea that parents were so neglectful that they decided, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're transferring you on schools on the same day that we're telling you about it. Why do we even need him to transfer schools, actually, as well? Now that I think about it.
Going to a private school. Westbrook Middle, to be specific.
Wait.
You mean specific, not Pacific.
Private school? Like those big fancy schools that rich kids go to? But what about Jack?
I can assure you not all private schools are big and fancy. The private school that I went to in primary school, actually, was quite the opposite.
Jackson and Mateo? Why didn't you tell me any of this sooner? I just...
Yes, those private schools. Now hurry up, you're gonna be late.
No, but that is a valid question. Why didn't she tell him before? I don't remember what Jake's mum was characterized like in the Music Freaks, if at all, but that seems really, really bad on her part. I also don't get why a lot of Gacha series have to do this kind of thing, where it's like, yes, we are surprising you with going to a different school. Like, I get that. I think it comes from, you know, like early Gacha videos, so there's where, but in those ones, I'm pretty sure it was being played for laughs a lot of the time. And also that was like peak era of neglectful parents in Gacha videos anyway. So the fact that it's trying to be played for like drama here doesn't work in the same way, because, you know, you can't play it seriously. Like, you can make a joke out of something serious, but usually making something serious out of a joke is much more difficult, and here they did not manage it. Well, there's his cameo, I guess.
Well, at least I don't have to walk.
I guess that's... Okay. Okay, so it is a school bus. So, yeah, again, I don't know why you get bullied for that. Oh, okay, so he's the only kid that gets off this school bus that goes here. Okay, what? Ah. I suppose maybe in a private school, you know, if people like, you know, can afford, you know, like chauffeurs or something, it's like that kind of like elite, like rich kid school. Maybe taking the bus would be, you know, a stigma. If they'd done these two things like the opposite way around, if he found he was going to private school maybe like earlier, and then he also points out that he shouldn't be taking the bus there because it'll make a bad impression on, you know, the elites of society or whatever, then yeah, that probably could have been like fixed basically. Similar ideas, just they needed tweaking.
So, my mother decided it would.
Okay, there's the lens flare again. I think that is just the sun, I suppose. I mean, I don't remember the sun really like flashing like that constantly.
Be funny to surprise me by saying I have to go to a new school, a private school, with a
Yeah, with the same uniform that you were wearing before, by the way. He hasn't changed clothes, so this is a private school with no uniform. That is exceptionally rare.
bunch of kids I've never met in my goddamn life. That's fine. This definitely won't be the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Did they? Also, we didn't get like any mention of why it is happening. That's another thing.
Okay, so the private school is also massive. That's no big deal.
I do like the fact that we actually got like Oh, actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna rewind that again because I never get to talk about this. Hold on.
School with a bunch of kids I've never met in my goddamn life. That's fine.
So we have this shot.
This definitely won't be the worst thing that ever happened to me.
There he is looking up. We get this thing. And there we go. I mean, he changes expression very quickly. But incidentally, this is, by the way, nearly an example of an editing technique called the cooler shop effect. Where the idea behind the cooler shop effect is that if you take a shot of a character reacting to something, you show what they're reacting to, and then cut back to the same thing, you get a different emotion from that's being expressed, and you can change like the central shot to say like, okay, if they're looking at a bowl of fruit, for example, then the character is hungry. If they're looking at maybe like, I don't know, a gravestone, then they're grieving, something like that. That's the idea, and you get like from the third shot what is going on. So if we actually, so there was like only like a couple of frames basically where that really happens, but even if we hadn't gotten that, we still gotten this change here, we still would have like known that he was reacting to the immensity of the school itself. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so the private school is also massive. That's no big deal.
Wait a second. Is that...
That's a new
Why'd he
kid,
take the
right?
bus? Doesn't he have a limo or something?
Yep, see, there we go. That's what I thought. So the bus thing, the stigma comes from like the rich kids, so he should have known about that before mentioning the bus. That's, yeah, like I said.
Everyone's staring. Did they find out about what
I mean, except for the girl who was walking across and not really doing anything. But
happened? No, that's old news by now.
I mean, the bus is fairly loud. Although now think about it, if all of the kids, you know, take their like, you know, our chauffeur to school, why would the school have a bus service to begin with? They wouldn't feel a need to offer it. There'd just be like excessive funds that would not be used for anything. So I don't know.
Literally.
Oh, small detail by the way, I can see like the plaque that says Westbrook Middle School there. Alright, nice.
My god, there's that new kid again. Did he come from some kind of lame public?
Okay, how is it that he went inside first and all the same people, because I said here's the new kid again, all the same people are reacting to him as if they also just like took a shortcut inside? That feels
Cool,
weird.
total weirdo.
Do I like the scrunchie this guy though? In the middle. Oh, okay. Bon, quick, bring the slide whistle. I think we need it. Never goes out of style.
Ow!
And what also never goes out of style is, I guess we had to have this. I swear, like this, like the second the Bond shows up in chat is when like the video goes from like from being like mostly praised to me to suddenly oh, okay, we're doing this thing again.
Hey, new kid, watch your step. You almost messed up my girl.
Honestly, that I agree with this character. He should have watched his step. Yeah.
Friend's new shoes.
Okay, and here also we really should have seen the shoes, I think. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, I guess, technically, but I mean, I personally would have liked to have seen the shoes. Okay, hold on, no, go back. Did he just stop walking and then, like, configure his speed? What was that? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Pace, stops, pace. Was there a spare keyframe in there that just kind of like got caught in the mix for some reason? Also, a nice poster of Senpai Buns and Lemo. I almost said Senpai Buns. No, Senpai Buns and Lemo.
Oh, hello. You must be the new student, Milo Sterling. Okay, here's your schedule.
Okay, I also appreciate the simplicity of the wall thing here. Personally, I would like something a bit more like of an outline, but, this is a nice idea to actually, play around with the dimensions a little bit.
This should help you not get lost when you're walking around the school, okay?
Thank you so much, miss. So, according to the paper, my classroom is supposed to be here.
Alright.
Hey, dude.
Oh! Hey, whoa!
It's so nice to meet you. We haven't had a new kid at our school for like 1,000,000 years. What's your favorite color? What shows do you like to watch?
Okay. I appreciate two things here. One, the actual energy of this character matching the movement, but and also the idea of like go over like a character like doing a motion while talking. I know it's Gacha Life 2, so you obviously like don't have the animated mouths, so it's much easier to do that kind of thing. But you wouldn't believe the amount of times like people just don't have characters walk and talk for this very reason. Even though to be honest, I've never had anyone have an issue with stop motion, and how it affects walking and talking. But anyway, with animated mouse. Regardless of that, yeah, the way of the handshake, exactly. Yeah, the problem, of course, is that it's fully out of sync, like Bond says here. That's the thing, because this is the kind of thing that I get that if you're editing the characters separately and green screen them in, you're not going to notice until it's too late. If you're doing them together, on the same plane, you can actually make sure the shots align. Actually, if they're going up and down and they're repeated motion, so that makes me think these characters were recorded separately, and that wasn't adjusted for. Because you can sort of adjust this if they're like roughly in the same position. They just can't both start from the exact place they started at, if you know what I mean.
What do you do for fun? I want to know everything.
Hey there. I'm Milo, and you are...
I also appreciate how this character came out of nowhere as well, just like from the editing alone.
Oh, sorry. I'm Braxton. I'm part of the welcoming committee at Westbrook Middle. Not only that, I'm also the wonderful drummer of the school's music club.
Oh.
Of course there's a music club.
My brother's heard a lot about music stuff.
Oh, what did he say?
Your brother's heard a lot about it. No, your brother is in a music club. I actually, wait, that depends what part of the timeline we're on, I suppose. Maybe he's only just, like, mentioned them or something. Maybe he was not fully aware that he's joined, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, is he in a band?
They're total freaks.
Okay, so towards the beginning. Fair enough, then.
Ain't gonna lie, dude. Your brother sounds like a massive jerk.
All right, boys. It's time you stop standing around.
Sorry.
It's time you stop slide whistling in. What is it that... What's with that with some of these characters?
Anyways, welcome to the one and only Miller Clan.
Did the teacher just slide whistle, like, her way out of, like, past the door, but not into the classroom.
You're sitting there, right next to me.
Great.
So I suppose in a
You're sitting there. Off where the cameras cannot see.
Neanderthal has joined this wasteland.
Leave him alone, Melanie. He's new.
That makes no difference. It's pointless to give him such an idealized view of the school.
Now listen.
Wait, what idealized view of the school? The idealized view of an empty chair next to a person that's nice? That's not idealized. That is literally what's happening. What idealized view do you think is being portrayed here exactly?
Hey, you said you were gonna show me around after class, right?
Yeah, see, again, if they said that line first, and then, like, said, like, okay, that's when they said, like, okay, don't idealize the school because, you know, it'll get his hopes up, then it would have made sense. Like I said before, a lot of these, like, ideas are great. They're just put in, like, the wrong order.
Sure, right.
I am Melanie Wright. I suppose you're the new student, Milo Sterling.
Yeah, I
A
kind
simple
of...
yes or no.
I'm Hermione Granger, and you are... Ron Weasley.
Is fine. Any
Pleasure.
other words are unnecessary.
Navia, no phones in class.
I know, Miss M, but I need to get the high score. I've almost got Naomi
I at least appreciate that there's no lens flare in the scene anymore. They've done away with it.
down.
Try using Aki, since Naomi's weak to fire.
Yeah, but she's a 3-star. Maybe Scarlet Flare would work.
I mean, yeah, but you only have her at level 52.
I presume this is like an actual game talk, so, you know, I can't really, you know, weigh in on this part.
Oh, her? That's Navia. She's kind of the tech whiz of the class.
Wait, Oh, okay, the tech whiz. Okay, fine, yeah.
Ooh, high five!
Okay, decently paced high five. I thought his arm was in a cast or something. I was like, wait, which hand did he high five with?
Oh, hey there, little guy.
I don't reckon.
Yeah, by the way, if you want to meet new people, word of advice, don't address them as little guy the first time you see them. Or ever, quite frankly.
Recognize you. You must be new. The name's William Aaron Brooks, but you can call me Will. That's my best friend Navia.
Oh, hey there.
Hey
This
there.
is Milo Sterling. He's the new kid in our class.
I do like his reaction, actually, to Braxton. That's pretty good. Is both Gacha Club and Gacha Life 2? I don't think so. Well, what part of this is making you think Gacha Club specifically? Oh, maybe the backgrounds. Oh, that's why they're all green screened in. Okay, yeah, fine. In that case, it's probably Gacha Life 2 with Gacha Club backgrounds. Alright then. Oh wait, actually no, this background is in Gacha Life 2, because I tried to use this with weather pops, actually.
Sorry.
Right. Anyways, it's nice to meet you two. Okay, I've actually made some friends. Maybe school won't be a clusterfuck after all.
And then in the principal's office, something happened.
History's a snooze fest. Huh, newbie.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's boring as hell.
Yeah. Mrs. Garcia can be a
By the way, what happened to the dialogue in this scene? It feels like they are just reading for the first time. Only now. Beforehand it was okay.
real energy drainer. I call her the vampire. Oh, you didn't tell me your name.
I'm Milo.
So, you're the kid who bumped into Skylar Hawthorne. I've gotta warn you, she is not a nice person.
Tell me about it. After her boyfriend yelled at me, everyone in the hallway laughed.
Rookie.
Okay, so then her boyfriend was mean to you, and everyone else in the hallway was that. How is that proof that Scarlet herself is a jerk or like a mean person? In what context? She was the victim when that happened, correct? She was the one who got bumped into. Her boyfriend was there to catch her. She said nothing about the incident. Her boyfriend's the one who did all the talking. The rest of the people in the school were the ones that laughed. Why is she the one that gets, that gets said, like, oh yeah, she's mean because of that? Also, yes, this is Jake's brother, Milo Sterling, main character of this new, of the fan series, yes.
Mistake. Word of advice, if you bump into one of the popular kids, you start beef with all of them.
Zane, stop disrupting.
That's not really advice, that's more of a warning, because it, advice would mean, like, bump into them and then, as a result of that, start beef with all of them, not like it's a byproduct of what will happen.
In class. Stop distracting the new kid. You're going to be a bad influence. And we certainly don't need another one of you in this class.
Okay, Miss Gargoyle.
I'm going to take a wild guess and assume she doesn't really like you.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you've just been told to be quiet and you're speaking way too loud for that to be, covered up. Also, whoa, what the heck happened to your eye? Okay, that's falling apart. That's a Gacha Life 2 moment right there. Oh, dearie me, you want to get that looked at, I think.
Empire doesn't like me one bit. Probably because I don't do my homework.
You don't?
You heard me. I don't do homework.
Yeah, I'm basically the cool kid who announces that he's cool to everyone and does all a bunch of these cliche things, just to prove how cool I am, because I need to verbally confirm that in order for it to be noticeable. Yeah, a bit of a cliche like that, you see? I don't know.
The only things I need are Cheetos, a billion V-Bucks, and all the candy in the world.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you've got your whole future figured out there, Zane.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Boys, both of you hush or have to assign a detention for the both of you.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors at all.
Sorry, Mrs. Garcia.
As I was saying, the causes of the French-Indian War were... Mr. Wilson, why are you late to my class?
Traffic, Miss Garcia.
And do you have a pass?
Isn't this the second class, by the way, that they've had? Or was the whole conversation... Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was second class.
And who are you? New guy? I haven't seen you around.
Okay, this character speaks like he's either yawning or has, like, a piece of gum in his mouth.
Milo.
Milo? Seriously, though? That's such a weird name.
Hey!
Milo? What's wrong with your name?
There's nothing wrong with my name.
Sure it is. What kind of parents would...
What do you mean? You mean sure there is, not sure it is?
Name your kid Milo. That sounds like my dog's name.
Well, maybe your name is weird too, Ted.
Hey, watch your mouth, new kid. Don't call me Tough Ted for no reason. Did I say there was something wrong with it? I just said it was weird.
Look, I didn't...
Yeah, he hasn't sat down yet. The teacher probably should kick him out at this point. Tough Ted, more like tough cookies, you're out.
Ask for your opinion on my name.
Napoleon the movie called They Want Their Voice Impression Back. Oh!
Okay?
Don't really care what you asked for.
What's your problem with me anyway? I literally just got here.
I don't have any problems with you yet, Milo. Just making observations.
Well, keep your observations to yourself.
Or what? You're gonna cry about it?
Me? Cry? Please,
I mean, it's usually like, these are things like that Napoleon is usually like the subject of that, but yeah.
Not a crybaby! Just leave me alone!
Make me.
Will you both shut up? You're being annoying.
Oh.
Yes, and you're apparently projecting from the other side of a room. What is going on with your microphone?
And who asked you to join in our conversation?
I did myself, you idiot.
And who asked you to join in our conversation? Idiot!
It was more annoying than Miss Gacha's teaching.
What did you just say to me?
You heard me.
Also, okay, yeah, that I definitely need to say here, oh, there's no name that there's a... Yeah, Miss Gacha's teaching. I'm gonna read the line and then I'm gonna... hesitate on the character's name, and I'm not gonna retake it. Great.
And frankly, no one wants to listen to you pick on the new kid.
No one wants to listen to you. Okay, so everyone else, though, this is actually, one thing that's been going on in the background, as we were, talking about the Jacobs yesterday, was about whether or not we need to, have, an award for, directors, because it's kind of hard to judge what a director's involvement actually was, in a project if we don't know them personally, so that's why that was kind of, that was scrapped. It makes sense. I can probably speculate on this, actually, because based on the performance of this one character, I would have to give the credit for the voice acting to the other actors who are pulling their weight, rather than on the director for getting them all in line. Because if this one character's bringing down the curve a little bit, actually, in terms of actually committing to it. And it makes it obvious that the director did not actually offer them, at least this character, enough input, and probably the rest of them too. So,
You got something you want to say to my face?
Yeah, I do. You're a pathetic bully who thinks he's tough because he can intimidate 7th graders.
Keep talking, Missy. See what I...
Wait, hold a second. But okay. Another thing, I suppose, because I know that in American schools they put people in different grades in the same classroom as each other, and Aiden has tried multiple times to get me to wrap my head around that idea. But yeah, not usually a thing that happens outside of the US. So we've taken essentially a series that has a lot more Britishisms originally, and and inserted America into them to some degree. Possibly inevitably, because a lot of that stuff I observed as I was reviewing it, and people wouldn't catch on to it otherwise, so, that's fair. Twilight with its writing, actually. Yeah, fair enough. It's Twilight if someone forgot to rehearse their part. Yeah.
Happens.
What? You gonna hit me? Real mature, Ted. That'll definitely prove how tough you are.
Enough!
Okay, I know I'm harping on this actor a lot, but did they record their lines after running a marathon? Why are they so out of breath at the moment?
All of you, we will not fight in my classroom. Ted, Sam, lunch detention. My room.
That's
today.
Yep.
Milo, Zane, this is a warning. Now all of you stop disrupting my class and pay attention.
Honestly, the most valid crash out and approach to discipline from a teacher that I've seen in a while. And she actually attempted to teach something as well, because they mentioned the French-Indian War by name, but didn't actually get around to addressing it. So, there's something there to address my biggest criticism of most school-based series, including the Music Freaks, actually. Also, yeah, the rest of the... Yeah, you're right. No, the rest of the class will be, filming with their phones.
Hey, Milo!
Okay, can we recreate that, please? Hold on a second. He should have reacted way sooner to Milo, while he was talking. Because what just happened there was he just went... Hey, Milo! That's what happened in universe.
Hey guys.
Hey, why do you have a laptop, Navia?
Because, Milo, this is a pretty cure emergency.
It's a crisis!
Wait, hold on. A pretty cure emergency? What, they're pretty cure, we mentioned. Okay, alright.
You can't go through life not knowing about magical girls.
Okay, so it was that. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I have said before, Pretty Cure was my introduction to magical girls, so I understand this, but also, I'm aware of them currently. Doesn't mean I have to watch it at all hours.
Oh, during study hall, I made a whole PowerPoint presentation on
Whoa, that laptop just appeared out of nowhere. Okay.
Pretty Cure on my laptop to fix this issue.
What are they talking about?
Wait, you were serious about that?
I don't know why you believed otherwise.
Look, I'm not really an anime person, so maybe you could... Not...
Yeah, okay, alright, I've gone off this character. That's what headphones are for. Use them.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Or the pause button, actually.
Precure, also known as Precure, is a magical girl anime franchise that began in 2004.
Oh my god.
Did you say anime franchise? Okay, alright.
Look at her with that stupid laptop presentation. She thinks she's so special because she got an A+ on her.
I mean, if she's having if she's making a presentation, shouldn't she turn the laptop towards the people she plans to show the presentation to? Right? Otherwise, they're just staring at the back of a okay, sure.
Her get to know me presentation with her little cartoon animations.
I know, right? Like, we get it.
I feel like cartoon animations is redundant, wouldn't you say?
You can draw.
It's honestly so embarrassing. I mean, we're in 7th grade.
I mean, honestly, yeah. that group is not too indifferent to my friend group at school, to be honest.
Not kindergarten.
That was more like secondary school rather than middle school, but hey, close enough.
Exactly. The teacher obviously doesn't have good taste. My presentation was so much better. My daddy's new AI bot can generate the most gorgeous artwork you've ever seen. Instantly.
I thought you were going to say the AI like generated the presentation for you, because that feels like the level of laziness that this character would actually have. But sure, okay, fair enough. You know, AI generated. I mean, as we were saying yesterday, there might be somebody else who might have used that recently. Snap, but anyway.
Besides, who would want to spend all the effort animating? Like, that's called a waste.
Yes, I know what you mean with like the you know, I know you meant the Pretty Kill Group of the Mean Girls group. Yes, that's the one I was talking about. I wasn't part of the Mean Girls group in secondary school, or any school for that matter.
Waste of time, not art.
Pop off, Lauren.
Like, my daddy's company is literally the future of art. Why waste hours drawing?
I mean, as somebody whose dad is also, you know, heavily involved in, you know, discussing all this, like, you know, figure out the logistics of AI and where it's going, you know, not all it's cracked up to be.
When you can create masterpieces in seconds. It's just so much better than whatever that is.
I can hear you, you know.
Why did you pause before responding?
Listen, Navya, I just want you to be realistic about this whole animation phase. My daddy's Nova AI can do more things than your pathetic handmade animations could even dream of.
Oh.
I do like how she's saying that that like animation is a phase. As if AI is also not something that came out of nowhere, and people are concerned that the bubble is going to burst any day now. Which one's really the phase? But honestly, in all seriousness, you know, antagonistic character being antagonistic, it makes sense for you to have that perspective, especially, you know, if she's, you know, so blinded by, like, what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the AI that still can't figure out that people don't have 45 fingers on one hand?
Yeah, all that can, like, you know, well, sometimes we'll have, like, you know, how, like, an arm, like, clip through a person's, like, entire body. Yeah, that's same AI.
So much for advanced technology.
Look, you and your little animations won't get you anywhere. You'll be lucky if you make it as a cashier at Stacy's Mamma Mia Pizza. While Nova AI...
Okay, that is a reference to Music Freaks episode 1, I suppose, with Stacy's mum, of course, so, yeah, alright. Okay, nice call.
AI rakes in money, you'll just be rotting in the street.
My daddy will hear that. Not quite as catchy, actually. But yeah. Definitely more Chloe Bourgeois, less Draco Malfoy.
They're just...
But, you know, similar. I mean, they both serve the same purpose, honestly, narratively speaking. So,
just a waste of your time, like Mrs. Billard said. Maybe you should stop listening to your heart and listen to common sense.
Lauren.
Maybe you should stop listening to your heart, abandon your dreams, wake up to reality, you know, that kind of stuff.
Stop it, you're just wasting your time.
Face it, AI is the future, and you're just gonna be left in the dust. So might as well give it up while you're ahead.
This is the fire.
Yeah, give up.
Yeah, give up your eyesight as well, because you just gouged them out. Alright, there you go.
Navia.
I guess the first time I did see that effect was in Music Freak, so alright, fine.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Oh, look, there they are, they're back. Are you okay? Where was I? Where was I? What just happened?
Fine, really. It's nothing I can't handle.
So, where were we?
We were educating Milo about pretty cure.
Oh, yeah. So the original series featured Nagisa and Honoka.
That is true. And it's still to this day the only one that I've seen more than one episode of.
Who are they?
Those girls are...
Well, I mean, they're the main characters that feature in the series. Keep up. I mean, even if I didn't know the show, I would already be able to tell you that from the context clues.
The most popular girls in Westbrook Middle School.
Oh, you're talking about... Sorry, not talking about them, sorry. Again, the introduction of, like, some of these, like, things makes me think, okay, no. So they are the most popular girl. Okay, fine, yes. They're the colors. Yeah, I mean... If we're talking about most popular girls in school, I feel like, you know, the comparison should be Mackenzie Zales, head cheerleader, homecoming queen, part-time model. But, you know, that's just me.
Call them the Terrible Three.
Wow, that is the worst name for a group. Come on. How long did that take to come up? Half a second?
The girl with the brown hair who just walked up to us? That's Lauren Dupont. Her dad owns this big AI company, and she's downright obsessed. She's like the Regina George.
I was thinking of Mean Girls, but also, her name isn't Regina George. Again, evidence that this was not directed. If a voice actor is going to say that line, make sure they actually get it. That's her name, apparently. You know, you would think that actually, you think that Joyce would have called her that once or twice in the movie, but I don't remember that happening.
From
anyway.
Mean Girls after the Regina George, and the two other girls.
What do you mean after the? What do you mean? But afterwards, she became just a generally like amiable person. At the end of this, at the end of the story, but if what we saw there was to be believed, so then that would make her a nice, but like, anyway.
Girls are Tiffany Vanderbilt and Jennifer Leroy. Jennifer is the cheer captain, and Tiffany and they're like Gretchen Wieners and Karen Smith. Tiffany.
Yes, we understand the reference.
Is Gretchen, and Jennifer is Karen.
Were the Mean Girls references necessary?
Oh.
No.
Sorry. Well, whatever they are, those three.
By the way, I like how, you know, is so familiar with Mean Girls that came out in 2004, and not with Precure that also came out in 2004.
They are rich and nothing more than spoiled brats. Just ignore them.
Anyways.
Welcome to the stream, Prism. Everyone, dance! Copyrighted song I can't play because it's copyrighted. Well, that was some good timing on your part. Well, that's unfortunate, I suppose. Honestly, I thought the review was going to be much longer today as well. As much as, you know, it kind of like, again, it sort of petered out towards the end there. I am honestly very happy with it, with you know, with like this one turned out. Rewind. Yeah, no, I'm not rewinding the whole thing, come on. Link is in the description, you can watch. The original video is always in the description, check it out. And honestly, I'm saying that seriously today, you know, check this video out. You know, it deserves the attention. Because yeah, I prefer this one to the other Music Freaks spin-off, that fan series that we saw. I mean, aside from like the premise of like, you know, Milo having like his school change be a surprise, because we didn't really need that, you know? I mean, I suppose the idea was like he had to be like a new kid, but you can have him be a new kid anyway, regardless. I also wonder if this is like made by someone who's a fan of The Surface, because Northbrook High is also supposed to be like this like prestige school where all the rich kids go, and Westbrook is the one in this series. So I might have to show this to Red Legend actually and say, hey, someone's been taking a leaf out of the same book, so to speak. That book being yours. Anyway, as far as but yeah, like I mean, from from an editing perspective, I think the only thing I really had a complaint about was the walk cycles. I like how slow they end up being, or how fast they were movement wise, but slow distance wise. So one of the things needed to change, and also the lens flare from the sun, but that was kind of fixed towards the middle part anyway. They kind of stopped doing it, so voice direction. The director kind of got lucky in this case, because we started off with a really, really competent like voice cast. I presume because if there was an audition process, they would have been like the best for the job. So of course, they were the main characters were assigned the most skilled VAs in the moment. And then in case of like of other people, they were just kind of left to their own devices, which was definitely a mistake in this case. Yeah, so so some people need a little bit of help, to be like got in the right direction, especially if they're going to say Regina instead of Regina. That's just that on a foundation level that you would think, okay. And also the character who kept on reading things like they just did like one take. So yeah, I know that someone mentioned this was their first voice acting gig in the comments of this video, but I don't remember who it was. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have first timers, make sure like they need to learn these things at some point. They're not going to know themselves, so it's up to the director then to come in and be like, this is how it's supposed to work, basically. Those are the best video I've ever seen. Yeah. What was your favorite part? My favorite part, that was a Dawn Explorer video. You're probably asking Prism that question, but in case on the off chance it was for me, my favorite part was probably the beginning joke with the stuffed animals before it kind of like ran its course. It didn't need to be repeated. Some of the things that didn't need to be repeated. They could have been like shortened. Other things, the ideas they had were great, but they were just put in the wrong order so that they weren't as effective as if they had just been like reconfigured. Not even like changed all that much aside from the whole surprise element that I would have just taken out completely. But yeah, I mean, just kind of feels like, okay, I mean, if you just keep the original ideas but just alter the sequence of them, then yeah, you've got something quite good. It also I should point out that there were two writers for this video, and they clearly complement each other in some way. Like they've the story. I can't say that I was pulling out my hair at any of these like parts or something. Like it's it's not like I had any moments where it's like, what? Well, why is this guy do this? Like, doesn't make any sense. If anything, the most like nonsensical thing that was said, like the biggest point of controversy, was deliberate, because that was the antagonist's perspective. And also, as a person, I do appreciate them, portraying the AI promoter as the antagonist in this case. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. I mean, he's not really a promoter; he's more of like a discusser, I suppose. His stance is more so that it's here. What do we do with it now? What should we do with it now? So yeah, I'm just messing. Like the end where they went for ice cream. Yeah, like that mutant girl scene that I cut out from one of Quadsy's edits. I just like, nope, we can't have this. It's kind of ironic, actually. I actually said, in Fallen Angels, I made a whole like minute-long sequence at the beginning of the remake of episode 1 without telling Aiden I was doing that, and Aiden kept all of it. And then Quadsy made 8 images of a montage of the day, and I kept 4 of them because the other 4 were outside of the school. I was like, nope, get that out of there. It was quite easy actually, because then all I'd do was like half the tempo and it was fixed. Anyway, speaking of tempos and stuff, I guess that's one thing I should probably address with this video, is that there's no musical numbers in this case. which, yeah, it's unfortunate. But I do know that, I mean, I guess only Braxton was mentioned to be in the music club, but as far as, adapting the most famous musical series goes, I do wish that more people would adapt the music part specifically from there. Yeah, so there is no musical, at least in this episode. Maybe in the future there will be, but yeah, that's one thing I would say. Hey, they've clearly got they know what song they want to use for the intro and outro. I'm hoping they don't pick copyrighted things for their own sake for the music as well. And for mine, really, if I'm going to continue to review this once it continues, because I'm curious. I want to know more about this one because, I had a good time for the right reasons, I think. And it also feels like it pays, enough homage to the source material, and the deviations from it were more like unintentional, Americanizations, sort of because of how it kind of worked. I get the confusion because all the voice actors are American, but, it's one of those things that's like, I can tell. Sauce does me blue. Anyway, I think that's it, really. So, yeah, looking forward to the next one, whenever that ends up occurring. And, yeah, I'll say this, still, I found this while I was, going through different nominations and such. This one, I'm definitely going to put forward for a couple of categories. So, yeah, that's, that's it when the music said no music freaks. Paul, I would love this variation. There you go. This episode is 100% Paul approved, and that's we're gonna leave it on that. I can't top that. So yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.